Start recording. Let's see. Okay. So now, okay. Okay. So let's start. Let's see. Participants meeting. Okay. Okay, let's talk about it. Hello guys. Here's INET 4002. And today we are going to talk about a few important points through the classes objects we learned. And I am Wenyi Zhao, and our team member Omar Mohammed, Luke Nelson, Adam Al Mamsi, and Ryan Adams are going to present. And we have Adam missing today, but we'll still proceed this presentation. And how are we going to work through this? We are going to talk about the general ideas of what we have learned, including IP subnetting and OSI model and IP addressing. And we will conclude this in the end. And a quick intro for IP netting, or the thing we have talked about, OSI model, IP addressing. It is essential for ITI students to learn and to understand how this world works in the way of either IoT, operating systems, and etc. Now we are going to talk about takeaway number one, which is IP subnetting. And this is the work by Adam. I'm going to represent him to speak it. This is where you are able to break up a network into multiple networks and where you can make network size for you. You can use the subnet mask to decide the network size and how many hosts can be on a certain network. This allows you to maximize one certain network and build it into exactly what your organization needs. Basically, in a way, let's make an analogy for this IP subnetting. It's like, for example, when we have an IP address, we are referencing a huge building with an address, maybe in the physical world. And when we have the IP subnetting, we are trying to decide how to divide the networks into how many sections. So for IP submask, if it's 24 in binary, it's going to divide a place of 24 space to the IP address, and then we have like 36 minus 24, which is that number of spaces for the PCs, and we can do whatsoever way to arrange that, and that's basically what IP subnet is, like arranging a building, like we have an address and arrange that into different portion of room. How big of a room do you need for this kind of server or for other kinds of server? If you want to have a lot of PCs or routers in one room, then you could arrange it that way or another. And we are going to take away two with OSI model by Luke.
Okay, so yeah, the OSI model, it's a conceptual framework developed by the International Organization for Standardization, or ISO, and it breaks down network communication into 7 distinct layers. The OSI model is important because it provides a standard universal framework for understanding and developing network communications. And in the image, you can see the 7 layers. There's the physical layer, which transmits raw bit stream over the physical medium. Data link layer defines the format of data on the network. Network layer decides which physical path the data will take. Transport layer transmits data using transmission protocols, including TCP and UDP. The session layer maintains connections and is responsible for controlling ports and sessions. presentation layer ensures that data is in a usable format and is where data encryption occurs. Application layer is the last layer, and that's the human computer interaction layer, where applications can access the network services.
This is very important to our data transmission. Without such OSI models, it is impossible to communicate between one and another. Let's talk about another takeaway, which
Yes, that takeaway number three mostly focuses on some of the most important concepts in computer networking. It starts with TCP/IP, which forms the core structure of how data travels across networks. Then it moves into port numbers, which helps like direct information to the correct service or application. Next are protocols, the specific rules and standards that make communication between devices possible. After that, the focus shifts to data encapsulation, which explains how data is packaged and prepared for transmission. And for example, like of data encapsulation, it's you can think of it of about like sending like an email and the message is like wrapped in multiple like layers. It's like putting a letter in an envelope and then it's like a shipping box before it's sent over to the network.
that is also an important part to our ITI studies until and some examples like maybe if the service are having a port number of 80 or 443, they are also like significantly different. For 443 it's HTTPS and the 80 is HTTP, which is not secured, and that's also some important part we should know about it. And here's our conclusion.
Yeah. So in this model, in this presentation, we went through IP subnetting, OSI models, and internet protocols, which have a significant part in our current day-to-day. And with large networks, which in turn, like IP subnetting helps to divide large networks into smaller subnets to improve efficiency and security, while also OSI models provide us a framework that standardize how data is sent back and forth. And within this day and age, and with how much technology is continuing to move forward, these three these three will be important for us and how we will be able to build our foundations and be able to build towards a more efficient, secure computer network.
Yes, that is true. Even though these things might seem tiresome, it is very helpful to learn the basic operation of how everything works. And this is essential to all ITI students or even to the people who are working on this field in future days. And thank you for watching. And yeah, if you have any troubles, please contact us. And that's it for this presentation. Thank you for everything. And yeah, take care. Okay, let's